Welcome to Retirement Decoded with your host, Scott Tucker, where we break down the complexities of retirement planning to give you clear, actionable advice. Whether you're just starting out or getting ready to retire, Scott's here to help you make informed decisions and secure your financial future. Tune in each week as we simplify the process and decode the path to a stress-free retirement. Now, here's your host, Scott Tucker.
Welcome back to the Retirement Decoded podcast with Scott Tucker. I'm your host, Scott Tucker. My podcast sidekick, as most of the time, is Associate Advisor Andre Hootie. Say hello, Andre Hootie.
Hello, Andre Hootie.
Andre Hootie, we broadcast the podcast. It's a double cast there. We broadcast the podcast from the Scott Tucker Solutions Inc. studios in Billy the Beach, Chicago, Illinois. Known for Italian beef and what else, Andre? What else do we have?
Deep dish pizza.
Deep dish pizza. You should get the Lou Malnati's butter crust sausage. That's what you should get.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget about the Chicago hot dogs.
Chicago hot dogs pretty good. Not a bad example of Chicago cuisine. Mm-hmm. Cuisine, perhaps.
And for those that don't know, ketchup is not allowed.
No ketchup on your hot dog.
That's just not.
It's because the Chicago dog has a whole bunch of different tastes on it. It has mustard and relish and dill pickle, onions. It has a whole bunch of stuff on it. And if you add ketchup to it, now you've added sugar, and it should be kind of a zesty kind of soury thing.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, there's already sugar in the bun too. How much sugar do you need?
Oh, there's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, but if you put ketchup on a Chicago dog, you kill the taste. You might as well just throw it in the garbage, start over.
Yeah. Most places.
I'd probably still eat it, but
a lot of places won't even offer you ketchup.
No, they'll yell at you.
Yeah, they will.
Go to Wiener Circle on Clark Street in Lincoln Park. They'll yell at you just anyway, and then if you ask for ketchup, they'll probably yell at you more. You go in there and they'll just insult you. Just the second they see you, they'll just pick you apart.
Just because?
Why not?
They have fun with it.
It's part of their thing.
So what do you say, Scott?
Do you remember, it was some time ago now, I know, but when President Trump said that the Haitian migrants were eating the dogs?
Oh.
And then Wiener Circle, they put up in Lincoln Park, they put up on their sign, they said the Haitians haven't been eating our dogs or something like that. They had something stupid on their sign.
Still have enough for everybody.
Yeah, the Haitians haven't been eating our dogs. Come on in. Oh. So today on the podcast, we have a question from Ron. Ron says, Scott, my wife turned 65 on March 13th. What's the cutoff date to sign her up for Medicare? So this will be, we'll make this apply to all times of year, Andre.
Okay.
So Ron's wife turned 65 on March 13th, and he didn't say which year. So hey, this will be an evergreen podcast right
Perfect.
Here, Andre. So Ron's wife turned 65 on March 13th. What's the cutoff date to sign up for Medicare? I don't think you want to think in terms of cutoff. So her birthday is March 13th, and she can sign up for Medicare as early as 3 months prior. There is a thing, I guess, if you want to know, you can go three months late, too. Do you want to be a guy who's 3 months late for everything? What do you think, Andre? Is that a good plan?
No, you definitely want to be ahead of the game.
Let's be ahead of the game, Ron. Come on, stop screwing around. Now, so if your wife's birthday is March 13th, she's actually Medicare eligible the first day of the month of her birth month. That make any sense, Andre?
It does.
So you could be actually less than 65 years of age. That throws people. So you could be 64 and however many days, and you could be 64, 11 months and something. Okay. Right. Anyway, let's try to get this back on track. So your wife's birthday is March 13th. She's actually Medicare eligible on March 1st, but she can she can file her Medicare stuff. She's Medicare eligible March 1st, but she can sign up for Medicare 3 months prior. So you get February 1st, January 1st, December 1st. I can't skip December.
No, it's the best month.
So Ron's wife's birthday is March 13th. She's Medicare eligible on March 1st, and she can sign up 3 months prior, which would be December 1st. So December 1st, what you want your wife to do, the Ronster, she needs to sign up for Medicare A and B. If either of you have worked for 10 years or longer, they call it 40 calendar quarters. So you've paid Medicare, FICA, and that. She can get Part A at 0 monthly premium. She can get Part B, and well, boy, I don't have it in front of me. It changes every year, 170-ish bucks a month, and it's just
74 and some change, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. But then it keeps going up every year, and inflation adjusted. We'll just go with 170. Okay,
Perfect.
this is going to change every year. Every year, listen to this podcast, Andre. It's going to keep changing.
Yeah, and it makes our life easier with the math.
Let's just say, yeah, just enough's enough. So let's say $0 for Part A premium, 170 bucks, 180 bucks, whatever for Part B premium. And so she has to have that Part A and B enrollment. Then she's allowed to look at Medicare insurance plans. She cannot go get a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan without having Part A and Part B enrollment. And the Part A for most folks can be $0 per month. And then the Part B might be 170, 180 bucks a month. Now that one, there are also high income penalties. So it's really complicated and it changes every year. Isn't that neat? It keeps going up. Another thing, they call it traditional Medicare, Part A and B. It only covers 80% of your medical costs. And so you could be on the hook for 20% of a heart attack. So say we had a client years ago. I mean, this is a long time ago, maybe 15 years ago. He had a heart attack and the medical bills were $600,000 in his late 60s or in his early 60s. So just the medical bills on his heart attack 15 years ago were $600,000. Let's just say it was $500,000. That makes it a lot easier.
Yep.
Let's say it was $500,000. If he just had Medicare A and B and that happened in that scenario, he would owe $100,000 for that heart attack. So this is why you want to have a Medicare supplement to pay that 20% there that Medicare doesn't cover. About 15 years ago ish, also we had a client that had a cancer in his 40s. The cancer he had in his 40s, I forget which type it was now. And his medical bills 15 years ago were, well, it was probably 20 million. It was about 20 years ago that happened to him, and he was about 40, early 40s. And 20 years ago, that cancer cost $2 million to cure. And so you don't want to be on the hook for 20% of $2 million, Andre. I believe for those of you in Peoria, that is $400,000 US dollars. Mm-hmm. You don't want to have cancer and get a bill for $400,000.
Yeah, good luck.
That's not good.
That's more than some people.
That's why people of whatever age, even younger people, complain about the cost of health insurance. Just get it. Let's just not go bankrupt. Let's not lose the house to a cancer diagnosis. Because the guy beats the cancer, you don't want to beat the cancer. No $400,000. Yeah, right. You wish you're dead.
Yeah,
you might.
Probably.
And it's not that serious. But anyway.
Well, I mean, when you're in debt for the rest of your life and in retirement, and you have to work. Yeah,
let's not screw this up, folks. Yeah. So Medicare Part A, $0 per month. Medicare Part B, maybe 170, 180 bucks a month. It changes all the darn time. It's quite complicated. And then a Medicare supplement, you might be able to get it for a couple $100 a month, or it might be more than that. Medicare supplement fills that 20% that Medicare doesn't cover. And a Medicare supplement allows you to see any doctor or any hospital, anybody who takes Medicare, which is all the doctors, all the hospitals. There aren't hospitals and doctors that don't take Medicare, because imagine trying to run your whole practice cash only. Most of the consumers of medical care are many of the consumers from medical coverage or medical care are on Medicare. So that's just something that the providers do, is they take Medicare. Andre, I once encountered, there's a physician practice up on the North Shore, Kenilworth or Winnetka up there, North Shore, Chicago, where all the fancy pants live. Mm-hmm. And I was told, I became aware that that doctor's practice, they don't take any medical insurance under age 65.
Oh, wow.
But if you're 65 or older, they do take Medicare, and then for everybody, they take cash. So if you're under 65, the only way to get in there is cash.
Wow.
Like, wheelbarrow it in, give us your cash. And then yet, if you're 65 plus, we'll file with Medicare, no problem. Now, they won't do Medicare Advantage, they'll only do Medicare Supplement. So Medicare Part A and B and Medicare Supplement or cash, very welcome. The most welcome out there. So when I say any doctor, any hospital, that's what I mean, is all those docs and all those hospitals are taking Medicare Supplement. Now, if you don't want to pay a premium, the couple $100 a month for Medicare Supplement, you could get Medicare Advantage. And in most zip codes in the country, Medicare Advantage will be $0 monthly premium. That doesn't mean that nobody pays a premium. It means the federal government pays Humana or United or Blue Cross or whoever is receiving the premium from the federal government. But Medicare Advantage is going to be more of a managed care experience. You're going to have a doctor's network to work within, You're going to be restricted to a doctor's network. You're going to need referrals to see a specialist. You're going to need to pay a little copay and this kind of thing. So it's going to be a lot more like, it's going to be most similar to being on like an HMO coverage from when you were working. Doesn't mean it's bad. And for folks who are trying to save money, Medicare Advantage might be a great way to do that. If you have a Medicare supplement, though, you're also going to need to get a Part D drug card, even if you don't take prescriptions. You could just go on Medicare.gov and get the cheapest drug. If you have no prescriptions, get the cheapest Part D drug plan. It might be $10, $20 a month, whatever it is in your zip code, and just pay for that, because later on, if you need expensive prescription 10 years into retirement and 10 years into Medicare, if you go sign up for Medicare Part D later on, say 10 years late, they give you a penalty for having been off of it for all those years, and they'll attach that to your monthly premium for your drug card. You'll have a monthly financial penalty the rest of your life. So just get the stupid cheapest thing if you don't take any prescriptions for the Part D drug card. If you do take prescriptions, you need to use the Medicare.gov, or you can go to TuckerMedicare.com. We have our own full-time Medicare broker can just do all this for you. We don't charge anything for it. We might receive a insurance commission of some number of shekels, but not really meaningful money to us, but I just want you to be taken care of. But the you can have probably, if you're not real good with government websites, you might want to use TuckerMedicare.com. But if you go to Medicare.gov, you can enter. There's a thing where you can get a drug card there. You put in your zip code and all this stuff, and you put in all your prescriptions, and it'll tell you out of the 30-some, usually like 30, 35 different drug plans available in your zip code, it'll tell you which plan fits you best so that you spend the least. Now, they make this stuff so complicated as you're getting older, and I don't agree with that, but that's how they do it. Once you're on Medicare, every year between October 15th and December 7th is open enrollment. You need to go back to Medicare.gov on every October 15th, so make sure you don't miss that window. You go back to Medicare.gov on October 15th, because you only have until December 7th to straighten this out. Put in all your stuff again and make sure that your drug plan is still going to operate the same way come January 1st, because the drug plans tend to change every January 1st, but you need to shop for them October 15th to December 7th. It's not fair, Andre, is it?
No, it is not. And it's funny because that's, I don't think that's a commonly known
Nobody knows
aspect of that.
No, people said it and forget it.
Yeah. And it's just like, and it's always going to work. It's unfortunate. That's not the truth.
It's like saying I bought socks 10 years ago. Well, they could wear out. And that's not probably the best analogy, but that's what I got. The other thing, you also nowadays can get dental and vision benefits through Medicare too. And so, but I will say it is the most complicated thing. And Andre, you and I are both licensed for it in Illinois, but it is just so complicated. That's why we have a full-time Medicare broker who just does it for us, because we're doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And we're doing things with investments and tax planning for retirement and helping folks with so many things that the Medicare thing really is like a full-time thing, and it ought to be somebody's full-time thing. It's not our full-time thing. Yeah. So TuckerMedicare.com, and it doesn't cost anything. Any Medicare broker you talk to, it doesn't cost anything. You want to make sure they are, in fact, a broker, that they can broker all the companies. You don't want to go to just Humana or just United or just Aetna or just Blue Cross of whatever state you're in, because they're just going to, Andre, it's like if you go to the Goodyear tire shop, what kind of tires do you leave with?
Oh, you only get Goodyear.
Go to Firestone, what kind of tires you leave?
Firestone.
Yeah. If you call Allstate, nothing wrong with Allstate. You call Allstate for homeowners insurance. What kind of insurance do you get?
Great company, but all you get is Allstate.
Yeah. So, what Natalie and I do with our insurance, like our home and auto and all that, as just as one example, we have an insurance broker. Even though I'm licensed for property casualty insurance in Illinois, we have a property and casualty insurance broker that I've used probably 25 years now, and they shop all the companies for us. So then I don't have to mess with it. And so you might get insurance companies that aren't on the Super Bowl commercial, but they're great companies. They pay their claims. They have lower premiums, and they're sometimes better service even.
Yeah.
And as your premiums change or different coverages change or whatever the heck happens, your insurance broker then shops around for you. So that's what we do with the Medicare through TuckerMedicare.com.
Make it easy on yourself and just go put your info there. And
just make it easy for yourself. Otherwise, we're going to harass you about it.
Yeah, I mean, who in their retirement wants to become a Medicare expert?
A lot of people do. It's horrible. I mean, just get another hobby. Can't you get a better hobby than being a Medicare expert?
I'd rather go fishing.
I'd rather I'd take a nap.
Yeah, just
In fact,
about
I could go for a nap right now. Well, I tell you what, it's been yet another episode of the Retirement Decoded with Scott Tucker podcast. I'm your host, Scott Tucker. That's the voice of Andre Hootie, our associate advisor. TuckerMedicare.com is one way to go. If you want to get on our phone calendar about anything else, maybe you want help with investments, tax planning, maybe you want to talk about legacy planning for retirement, maybe income planning, just go to TuckerRetirement.com. At TuckerRetirement.com, you can see our phone calendar, schedule yourself right there. And we'll spend 15 minutes for free with you on the telephone in the coming week and get your questions answered and your answers questioned. Well, it's been fun and it's been real. We'll see you on the next podcast.
Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. has a strategic partnership with tax professionals and attorneys who can provide tax and or legal advice. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. A Roth conversion is a taxable event and may have several tax-related consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA. The views and opinions herein are those of Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AEWM and Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. are not subject to investment advisory requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this podcast shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc.